I know Wakfu. Show me. This Matrix reference has been brought to you by the year 1999. That's right, kids. There was once a 1999. Anyway, I'm here to talk about Wakfu. Now, I think most people know what Wakfu is. It's been around for a while. In case you don't know, here's a brief history on what it is. Wakfu is a cartoon based on a French MMO called Doofus. Not really sure why it's called that. I've never played the MMO. I don't even know if it's available in the US. But there are a lot of spin-off games out there. And there was one available on the Xbox 360 called Islands of Wakfu. And I did play it for a while, and it wasn't a bad game, but it's one of those games I just kind of got bored with and never completed. The show, just like the game, was done in Flash, and it's probably one of the better looking Flash shows I've ever seen. I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but in terms of style, it's really well done. It's been around a while, and it's gained quite a cult following in that time. And I believe the company had always wanted to bring it to the US, but for some reason, it just never happened. So a few months ago, they set up a Kickstarter for people to donate to get Season 1 dubbed. They were finally going to distribute it in the US, and they were going to have DVDs and Blu-rays, and the show was going to premiere on Netflix. And fun fact, I've never used Netflix before. I don't even have an account for it. So in order to watch this, I had to borrow someone else's account. So I signed in, and after Shockwave crashed a whole bunch of times, I had to install Silverlight, and then it didn't work. It told me it was corrupted, so I had to update, and the update didn't work, so then I had to go into a directory and remove a file and then reinstall it. And has Netflix always been this difficult? But eventually I got it to work, and I checked out a couple episodes of the dub because I wanted to see where all of our hard-earned cash went to. Let me say right off the bat that I'm not very picky when it comes to dubs. Typically I prefer to watch something in English. I don't have anything against subtitling, but I feel I can enjoy something more if it's been dubbed into English. It's easier to follow, and even if the dub is not so great, it's usually pretty laughable. I've been hearing all kinds of things about the dub, so I decided to check it out for myself, and it's all true. This dub sucks. To be fair, some of the voices I thought matched up pretty well. They sounded okay. Not too many sounded out of place, but I'll get to that in a minute. But the acting, oh my god, it was bad. It was really bad. There was so many like wrong inflections on things and like inappropriate emotional responses. Like in the second episode, there was a scene where a guy got killed. Well, he didn't really get killed. He got sort of infected with some kind of shrubbery virus or whatever, and they kind of acted like he died, but the dialogue just did not match the scene because the little boy Hugo was, you know, he was crying, and it didn't work. It just didn't work. And there was a lot of run-on sentences, and just characters would just talk and talk. It's like they left periods out of the script, and it felt so awkward. They could have just hired one of the anime dub groups to do it. I don't know why they didn't do that. Also, a lot of the mouth movements didn't really match up, although that might have something to do with the style in which it's animated. I don't know. It was all, the whole thing was off. If you follow me on Twitter, you saw me kind of joking about it for the past couple weeks. There's a character, an old man character named Rule, and the English voice actor for him sounds like Phalus. And I think most people who know me know who Phalus is. In case you don't know, he's a reviewer, much more popular than I am, and he has a very distinct voice. So it was just really, really hilarious to me hearing this character and just picturing Phaelus.
He sounded like this. This is the sound of Phaelus voicing a character. Pumpkin Weenie.
Watch Phaelus's videos and you'll get that reference. But yeah, that was just hysterical to me, and I think it was the one enjoyable thing about it, because I just laughed every time he opened his mouth, and the voice did not really fit at all, especially if you've seen the original French dub of the show. But yeah, it was so funny. Be that as it may, though, the dub as a whole is pretty bad. And I would say it's excusable if it was just, you know, they just decided to find some cheap dubbing group to put it together or whatever. The problem is, this was backed by a Kickstarter that a lot of people put their hard-earned money into. Some of whom who don't usually have the ability to donate to things very often might have donated quite a bit. Like, enough to get the Blu-ray box set, for example. So yeah, needless to say, the fans were not happy about this. I don't know if non-Kickstarter supporters can see it, but there were messages from the fans all over their Kickstarter, and oh boy. The good news is, though, they have heard you guys. If you were one of the people that was complaining about it, they've heard you, they know you're upset about it, and they're trying to fix it, I think. Right now on Netflix, you can only watch it in English and in Spanish, but they're pushing to have the original French dub put onto Netflix. They explained that apparently Netflix controls that kind of thing, so it's not really up to them, but they're trying. Also, they will have the original French version available on the Blu-ray sets, thank God. So at the very least, they know the complaints and they're trying to make amends for it, which is a good thing. That being said, honestly, I still kind of recommend this show. If you could watch it in any other format, or if you want a good laugh, you know, watch the English dub, because I got a kick out of it. But I still do recommend the show. It has it's very great in terms of design. It has a great story behind it. It's about Hugo, who's the last of some extinct race of people, and he's looking for his parents. You meet a lot of colorful characters along the way. It follows the, you know, typical fantasy tropes of, you know, they're a group and they go out into a fantastical world. It's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, you know, one's an archer, one's a swordsman, one's like a plant wizard lady. It's kind of cool. The show's also very tongue-in-cheek, which I really liked. So there is a lot to enjoy about it, and I did remember seeing the French version quite a while ago. I might have to rewatch it now just to get the sour taste out of my mouth. But yeah, if you can find the series, definitely check it out. So this was kind of a different Rob Watches video, but yeah, this really needed to be addressed, because it's a problem when you have people backing you up. You gotta make them feel like their money was worth it, you know? They do seem very concerned about it. Hopefully they'll fix it, but we'll just have to wait and see about that. But anyway, that's all I got for this. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you're a fan of Wakfu. Have you played any of the games? What did you think of the games? And if you happen to see the English dub, let me know what you think of the English dub, although I think I know what some of the answers are going to be already. But anyway, I'm Rob, I'm wonderful, and I'll see you next time.